Greetings, Dekalipa here. Today I want to talk about something that I did not plan I would ever have the need to talk about, and that is my beard. Yeah, surprisingly, I have gotten quite a lot of people stopping by both the streams, the videos, and on Instagram saying things the sort of, yo, your beard is so good looking and well kept and blah 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 and all that. And I never put much thought into my beard. I mean, at least not to a crazy degree, I would say. The beard, however, did take some work, and I had been asked if I could make a short video simply explaining how do I make this happen. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. But before we get into that, I would kindly ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video around. I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers in 1 year's time. I truly think you guys can get me there, so yeah, if you could do me a solid, I would greatly appreciate it. And now, let's get into the beard. Everything that I will show you is simply for the purposes of keeping yourself well groomed and kempt. Everything that you see as of right now has been done right a bit earlier. I just reshaved and redid my beard, and everything I've done was by my own hand. So anybody can do this. If I can do it, sure, you can as well. I would consider myself quite the buffoon when it comes to things such as fashion and stuff like that. But this is simply to illustrate how simple it can be. The first thing you will need, without a shadow of a doubt, is a razor. I here have a very simple, quite basic razor. In fact, this is the one that was gifted to me for my birthday from my brother, no less. And yeah, this is as simple as you can get. It's truly just a razor with one blade, so it's nothing fancy, it's nothing out of the ordinary. Basically, any razor that you can get your hands on will do the job. I simply illustrate the one that I use because, again, it's a single razor, so there's no hoopla about it. The reason why one would need a razor is simply to keep your beard kempt. So if there is a certain line you wish to uphold, you simply need a razor to keep yourself well groomed and well kempt. So yeah, the next thing you want to need is a beard trimmer. It's no different than it's the exact same thing as the one for hair. I believe that this one is specifically meant for beards. Don't hold my word for it, but yes, this is a simple one I got many years ago. I would say that you need this simply just to keep a length that you are comfortable with. I must give you a fair warning in advance. When you're buying one of these, make sure you buy one that can assure you a length you are happy with. As you can see, this one can go up only to 10 millimeters. That is a bit short, a tad short to my liking, but it gets the job done. So yeah, this is something you would need simply to keep your beard groomed and trimmed. Yes. The next thing you will need is a comb. This is simply meant to, brush any beard that you might have down, so it's always groomed to a beautiful shape. My beard, it may not look like it, but my beard in fact grows quite the classical Greek style, so I am quite in need of this to force it to grow downwards. An easy visualization would be that of a Viking, how they can have their beard go down. Mine does not. Mine goes a bit out. So again, this is needed for you to just comb it and make sure it grows in a way that is to your liking. So if it is curly, you can straighten it out. Simple comb. Next up we have one of these oils. These oils are meant to simply replenish your beard, give it some sustenance to the roots of your beard hairs. So it is meant to simply replenish, give it sustenance, ensure that it grows into a pretty healthy beard. I usually put like 1, 2, 3 drops per side, and then you rub it in, and that is mostly it. I usually do this after I wash my face, be it simply just my face, or be it after a shower. You use some soap, wash everything down, you cover it with a couple of sprays of this, and it's fine. Some other things that also work is resinous oil. So if you can get yourself some of oil of that kind, that could also help as well. But I have found that many of these standard basic beard oils are, at least they work for me. So I don't see no reason why it would not work for others as well. So yeah, that is one thing. Lastly, one would need is a roller, a beard roller. The general idea of these is that you have a roller with many pins on it. Needles, pardon. These needles are meant to puncture the very top layers of your skin. When the roller does so, it in fact damages your skin, but that is what we want, since the body will then force blood flow into those areas to heal it. Blood also brings with itself sustenance and nourishment for the beard follicles, and that is how you ensure that any dormant beard roots start growing and sprouting and getting quite more fulfilling. I will say it like this: my beard started growing here very early on, and it is quite dense here and here. It was not such a case. So in order to assure that I had gotten a beard to this point, I had got myself 2 of these rather, because you see these needles usually come into lengths of 0.25 millimeters, 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 millimeters, so on and so forth. At the very beginning, when this region was quite barren, I simply used a 0.5. And how this would be used is every morning or afternoon, before bed rather, you would wash your face, and you would simply spend 10, 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds on each side, simply rolling it into the skin. After which you would use the previously mentioned oils, rub it in, and then leave it as such. After about, I would say half a year, 3 months to half a year, I would say, my beard started getting fuller. But I realized one thing, and this is something worth mentioning. The 0.5 started to be inadequate for my wishes, due to the fact that since the beard was growing in, more and more hair started to create greater distance between the skin and the tip of the needle, so I needed to get longer ones. And right now this one is a 1.5 millimeter one. This one truly ensures that the skin gets quite well punctured. This one can hurt quite extensively more, but if you keep up with this as well over time, it grows to something as such. I have used this roller for about a good year, I would say, but now I have no need for it anymore because I am quite happy with how my beard turns out. I simply replenish it with oil, and it slowly grows in more and more. This also applies to any sort of region that is not the beard, such as the mustache. My mustache was quite not as expressive as it as it is now. So I would also use this roller on that area as well. Remember, this can hurt if you take a bit of a longer needle. And at the same time, it is quite important that after every use, you sterilize it with some alcohol. I just simply use the one for the hand sanitizing, and that's mostly it. So yeah, that is very simply, very a very basic, comprehensible step guide on what you can do to, in fact, grow a better beard. As we have said, it goes down to one razor blade, one beard trimmer, one comb, some oils, and a beard roller to increase your beard density. And that pretty much leaves it at that. If you are to follow these very simple steps, you will find that your beard will grow fairly quickly. To bring up a certain point that you must understand when it comes to beards is, for instance, if there are no hair follicles in a certain area, your beard simply will not grow. This is the case for me with these parts here. I have come to a point where I am pretty sure I do not have any hair follicles. So no matter how excessively I might roll oil or whatnot, simply this part lacks any hair follicles to grow in the first place, so nothing would happen. The only thing that might change is if one day I might transplant or manually plant some hair follicles, so this gets filled out. But since that is not something I am actively pursuing, that will not happen. But for those who might think, oh, I have nothing here, you do. Trust me, you do. I have seen the exact same procedure done on some of my friends and acquaintances who have had truly barren cheeks, devoid of any hair follicles. Simply doing this, admittedly, some longer than I needed, but once they truly activated their roots and provided great sustenance, it got into a point where it started to grow. Yeah, easy as that. One of an acquaintance that I know of, he needed about 3 years and a half, but after 3 years and a half now, he has a very beautiful beard. So very luscious, and yeah, he kept well at it. One thing I would like to mention as well is two things. People who have beards also like to say a lot that you need to shave in order for it to grow. That I have come to realize does not always work. It might for some, but I have seen that it usually, the road of maintaining and simply nourishing your beard roots is a process that bears far greater fruit than simply cutting it and forcing your body to simply grow it by damaging it. But because the same thing applies if you just trim it. So even if you trim it, it will grow. There's no need to completely shave it off. The other thing I would also like to add, me personally, is that every time I shave any areas to make it kemp, I do not use any shaving cream. Every single time I shave, I simply go on bare skin. So this area here and here, everything simply revolves around me putting this one razor blade to my face and yeah, trimming it. So yeah, that's mostly it. Fairly simple, not that complicated. All you need is 5 tools to help you on your beard growing journey. And yeah, with that being said, hey, I genuinely hope this helps. It's not something you need a lot of money for. It's not something that you need to be a certain age to do. Simply if you are of age enough where it starts growing and you just needed to speed it up, help it out, that is all you need to do. Simple as that. I would suggest that you simply follow these steps, give it some time, be patient, and you will bear fruit. For me, everything took about, I would say 2 years to get it to a place where it's this, and slowly it gets more thicker and thicker at the sides. So I don't worry about that much, because I don't know, 5 years it might be even thicker and thicker and so on and so forth. So yeah, that is about it. If you are to ever follow these steps and see some improvement, I would genuinely I would genuinely be interested into seeing your progress. So any sort of example sent my way via Instagram or newly by X, I would genuinely like to see. So because I enjoy when men get to enjoy a luscious beard. So yeah, other than that, all I have to say is that thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video around. I'm trying to reach again 100,000 subscribers in 1 year's time. You guys can get me there, I really think so. Stop by the streams, be it on YouTube or Kick. And other than that, thank you for watching, and thank you.